Hey guys, good afternoon. This is Mike Dalco, the CEO, continuously empowering others, and doing a quick live stream. I don't know how quick, but a live stream nonetheless. I want to share this information, conversation that I've been having with my wife this morning and with some other business partners. I want to share this conversation with as many people as find value in some of the things that I share. One of the things about me is I like to share what I've learned. And that's why I love Karatbars International, is that it's put me in this whirlwind of learning. Found an extraordinary mentor in Mr. Ty, Ms. Valerie Best, and they've put me on this path of reading books and expanding my mind and expanding my capacity to receive. And so I've been just learning and learning. For the last 6 years. I've learned more in the last 5 or 6 years than I have in the whole entire rest of my life. And so I really don't like to, I don't even come on these live streams unless I feel really strong about the information I'm going to share. So I hope that this brings as much value to you as it did for me. And let me go ahead and just share my screen and talk to you about this topic. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. That's so important. Not how much you make, but it's how much you keep. And so the slides that I put in place, they literally say you don't have time and you have to find a better way. Because what happens in America is people talk about their income potential, but they don't talk about their retention capacity and retention potential. So I want to talk about some stats. So look, guys, we start school around 6 years old, right? We start in school around 6 years old, and we don't really think about these stats. But hold on a second. Let me move some things around real quick. Yeah. So we start school at age 6, and we attend school for 12 years, and then we leave high school by age 18. And then we try to retire after working in that system for 40, 50 years. As a matter of fact, the millennials now no longer believe they'll even be able to retire. So my question to you today is, how much money will you need in retirement? And feel free to type it in the chat room. It's not a real test. I just want to kind of get a feel. I'm always doing these polls of people when I talk to them, and I ask them these basic questions. So grab a calculator as you look at the stream, and I want you to do some math with me. How much money do you think you'll need for retirement? And then how much does the average person save every month? See, when we have these conversations in our society, we've been dumbed down to believe that what's important is how much you earn. Let me grab something real quick. And you hear people brag about it. Their bragging rights are, man, I make 6 figures a year. 6 figures. Okay, great. That's $100,000, right? It's 6 figures. All right. So, all right, great. You make 6 figures a year. The question is, how much do you keep? So the real challenge here is not making the money, it's keeping the money. So how much you going to need in retirement? Tanisha Gillespie said 10 million minimum. I think that's right. Jennifer Sunshine Reggae said 3.5 million. I think that's right. These are sounding like some enlightened people. Michelle Red said 10 million. I think that's about right. 10 times your current salary. Okay. So if somebody made $100,000, Tyrone Steele said 10 times your current salary would be $1 million. I think that's a little bit more realistic. Actually, I think that's where people are. James Casher said 10 million, of course. And so I think the people that are saying 10 million, I think they've listened to me before and they know where I'm going with this. This is a quote. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. It's the definition of insanity. Sidney Miner says $10,000 a month. That's good. 10 million, 7.5 million residual. I like that finance. So the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. That was credited to Albert Einstein. We're not sure that was his exact quote, but I just like that graphic. So what would it take to retire with $1 million? So if you make six figures, 10 times your salary would be $1 million. What would it take to retire with $1 million? Let's do a quick financial checkup to see who's going to be okay in retirement. 10 times salary. You would have to save $25,000 a year for 40 years to have $1 million. And that's before we tax it, and that's before we adjust it for inflation. Just if everything was perfect in the world and you could save $25,000 a year, you'd have to do that for 40 years in order to have $1 million in savings when you retire. Let's see if that's going to even be possible. That would mean you'd have to save $481 a week, every week, starting right now, depending on how old you are. If you're 20 right now, by age 60, you would have amassed $1 million if you saved $481 a week. Now, the median household income after taxes in 2018, this was published by marketingcharts.com. In 2018, the median income was $63,179 per year. All right, but this is the crazy part about that average, is if you look at this chart and look at the top 10% money earners, they're at about $80,000 a year, up to $250,000 a year for the top 1%. That means the top 10% of the people in the country out-earn the bottom 90% combined. Let me say that again so that I'm not confusing you. The top 10% money earners in the country earn more income than the bottom 90% combined. So if I were to look at the bottom 90% of people, they're earning between $20,000 a year and $80,000 a year. Really, $63,000 a year. The bottom 80% are earning, probably the median income for them is about $45,000 to $50,000 a year. But we're going to be nice to you. We're going to pretend that everybody's right there in the middle at around $63,000, $65,000 a year. That means that'd be $850 a week that you're bringing home after tax. Now, you don't have to admit this on the live stream, but maybe you can just talk about some people you know. Who do you know that's bringing home from their job $850 a week after taxes? Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm literally saying to you is folks are working 40 to 50 hours a week, 8 hours a day, to bring home $850, and that's the median. That means a lot of people are bringing home less and a few people are bringing home more. And some people are bringing home a lot more. The median, if you were bringing home $850 a week, that means you would have to save half of your income just to save $1 million, saving $25,000 a year for 40 years. You'd have to save half of your income to get to $1 million after saving 40 years. Real talk. Who on this stream knows anybody that's saving half of their income every week? Type it in the chat room if you know somebody that has a job who's saving half of their income every week. Type "I do." Type it in the live stream chat, because you're going to know some unicorns. Almost no one, even the people making, and I want to prove it in true stats, even the people making $100,000, $200,000 a year are not saving half of their income. Very few people are saving $400 and $500 a week. Very few. Very few. So type it in the chat room. If you know somebody who's saving more than $500 a week, type "I do." And it doesn't matter what income level they're at. I hear people say, man, I'm making $200,000 a year with stock options. Great. Man, I'm making $500 a year. I'm a thoracic surgeon. Great. That's fabulous. Man, I'm making $250,000 a year. I'm an airline pilot. That's fantastic. I make $100,000. I'm six figure salary. Great. Fantastic. The real question that we all should start asking, this is a paradigm shift, a serious paradigm shift. We should be asking, and I'm going to give you two paradigm shifts today. One is not what is your income, but what is your keep? How much are you keeping in what you're bringing home? How much are you keeping? So far, I'm reading the chat room, and no one knows anyone that's saving half their income. No one. Everybody says not one. Help me read, Finest. I don't see anyone. And Wanda Hayes says because they're living above their means. That could be true. And it could also be true that our dollars are buying less and less. Prices are going through the roof, and it's just more expensive to live. No one, I haven't seen anyone say, I know somebody who's saving half their income. So let's move on. So you don't know anyone that's saving half their income? So here's a rule. At least 20% of your income should go towards savings. So if you got to save $481 a week to make $1 million before retirement, and everybody only here is saying they don't know anyone that's saving that much, that means, folks, it's going to mean that most people are going to work until they die. They can't afford to retire. So here's the rule that most financial advisors teach you. It's the 50-30-20 plan. That means 50% maximum should go towards your necessities, which gets back to my sister's point of living above your means. You should not live above 50% of what you earn. Okay? And then 30% should go towards discretionary items, the things you want. And then 20% should go towards your retirement. But you can't put 20% towards retirement if the 20% is not going to give you a comfortable living return when you retire. So what's the solution? You need a solution. The average adult earns $78,635 per year. And this is according to another study, that's $67,000 after taxes. But here's the problem. The total annual spending comes out to be about $61,224, which means the average adult only has $6,000 left each year to save. So you got to do something different. That's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. You got to do something different. So what do we need to do? What do we need to do different? We got to become business owners. Listen to me now. Here's the second paradigm shift. First one is stop talking about how much you make. Nobody cares. We're not impressed. I'm not impressed. Doesn't matter how much I made this year in my home-based business. That's irrelevant. What's relevant is how much did I keep? That's what's relevant. So stop talking about how much you made. Nobody's caring about that. We're not impressed. Impress us by how much did you keep? How many assets did you accumulate? I don't mean how much cash did you keep. You know, it's cute to flash cash, but it's even cuter to stash assets. You can flash cash or you can stash assets or both, right? Do both. Be able to flash cash and stash assets. How many assets did you stash? Not how much cash did you keep, how much assets did you stash? And that will give you a good checkup as to whether you're building wealth or just making a dime. You just working to pay bills, or are you building wealth and leave a legacy for your children's children? So how many assets did you keep? That'll be a good checkup as to how much wealth you're building. It's important. So the second one, first paradigm shift, how many assets did you stash? The second one is you must become a business owner. So in a networking business, a lot of times people, they are trying to promote what their product is, and that's good. It's good to promote your product. You need to be a believer in your product, and you need to be a product of the product. So if I'm in the gold business and I don't have any gold, am I serious about being in the gold business? So yes, I have gold. So am I a product of the product? Yes, because here's the product right here in my hand. I have gold, my serial number gold bar. from Karatbars with the Karatbars stamp right in the back of it. Top quality tier 1 asset. And I'm stacking the asset. So the reason why I love Karatbars is, unlike other businesses that sells lotions, potions, juices, pills, travel, legal services, whatever, they're all great businesses. None of those items are assets. You know, investing in different foreign exchanges, those are good businesses, but those are just currencies. They're not amassing assets. They still have to take their currency that they earn and acquire an asset. So why not be in the business that pays you a currency for acquiring assets? That's a drop the mic moment right there. Get back with the person that shared this with you and ask them to tell you about Karatbars. But right now I want to talk about the second paradigm. And that second paradigm is be in business for yourself. I called Mark Pyers earlier to try to get him on the stream with me because Mark's a professional tax advisor. And man, this guy knows how to share with people the financial benefits of owning your own business. So the second paradigm shift is stop thinking like an employee and think like a business owner. Here's the difference. When you get a job, you're in wage mode the first moment that you get that job. The moment they hire you and you punch that clock, the first second you punch that clock, you're in wages mode. You're earning wages. And wages are, I work, I get paid. I work, I get paid. I work, I get paid. I don't work, I don't get paid. That's the wage mentality. And it's okay to have that as long as you know what that's for. But the business owner mentality is, I build and I might not get paid for a while. And I build, and I still might not get paid for a while. And I build, and I build, and I build, and I finally get paid. And that pay may not be commensurate with all the time I built. It might not feel good that I built for a year or two and my check was $300 for the month. It doesn't seem like it's worth it. And then I build, and I build, and I build, and I build. And in the next 6 months, my check was $600. And man, like, oh my God, I remember my wife asked me one time, she said, is Karatbars meeting your expectations? And I said, yeah, because I had shifted my paradigm from a wage earner to work, get paid, work, get paid, work, get paid, work, get paid, to that of an entrepreneur, business builder, work, 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 work to build something, whether I get paid or not. And when you put that paradigm, when you put that entrepreneur cap on and press it down tight, and your brain begins to understand that I'm going to build this regardless to the wage, regardless to the paycheck, and I'm free from a paycheck mentality, I can work my job for a paycheck and build my business for a fortune. When you make that paradigm shift, you no longer get frustrated when you have the ups and downs in the business. When we're up and making a fortune, you're all excited. And when the business slows down during the holiday season or because the incentives wear out, you don't get frustrated because it's in a low season. You know you're still building. Your team is still there. They're waiting for the next big thing. You're not. You're an entrepreneur. You keep building. You keep sponsoring new people. The new people you sponsor, they don't know about the last incentive. They don't know about the last crypto incentive. They don't know about the last phone incentive. They're getting in excited to be in business for themselves. And now they'll get a business package. They'll start saving gold. They'll start telling others who get a business package and get in business for themselves, who tell others, and now you fire that thing up again with the main thing, which is being in business for yourself. I ask people, I say, what's the main thing we do in Karatbars? They say we get business packages and save gold. I was like, no. The main thing in Karatbars is the main thing in all networking businesses is we teach people to be in business for themselves. Look, you can go get in any business for yourself, but the best business to be in for yourself is the business that has this feature called leverage. And if you don't have leverage in your business, you just got a glorified job. You don't have a job like you do on a corporate America job. You own the job. You work for yourself, but you own a job because all the monetary activity comes from you and your efforts alone. You've got to have a business that takes advantage of the efforts of others. I'll give you an example. I was in the mortgage business and I was a mortgage banker, 100% commission. So I was kind of like self-employed, but I was working for Wells Fargo, but I worked on my own pace and my own schedule. And all the money I made was when I do a loan, I get paid. But my senior branch manager had 10 people like me working for him. So when we worked, he got paid, whether he closed the loan or not. He had the leverage of 10 people's activities flowing up to make him wealthy. Those of you that say you don't like networking, you're just uninformed. You're in a networking business on your job. Let me prove it. When you sign up that application and you start working and you're in the workforce, there's a senior level management that gets compensated for your activity. They get bonuses on you working. So you're at the bottom of their network and they're in the business and they're at the bottom of the CEO's network. The more that they get compensated for your efforts, they get bonuses, and the CEO's bonus comes from the shareholders based on his senior level management's activities. And the crap flows downhill. That's why they always cracking the whip, telling you to work harder and hit your quotas. And you have no leverage because you're at the bottom of that leverage system. A networking business lets everyone that joins have leverage. So you need a business, but you don't need just any business. You don't need to start doing hair or cutting grass. You need to open a lawn care company where you hire people to cut grass for your company. You need to get a hair salon where you rent out booths to other hairdressers that pays you a booth rent so that you're earning residual from the efforts of others. Don't hate, participate. If you don't like it, go get a job and be someone else's leverage. You're either going to get leveraged or you're going to use leverage, but you're going to be in a leverage system. You're either going to take the benefits of leverage or be someone else's benefit. They're going to leverage you or you're going to leverage someone else. Stop being ignorant. Stop saying stupid stuff like that's a pyramid. You're going to either be at the bottom of a pyramid or at the top of one. And when you're in a networking business, you're always at the top, because you're at the top of your sphere of influence and your contact list. And they are at the top of their sphere of influence and their contact list. And their people are at the top of their sphere. You know people I don't know, and they know people you don't know, and they know people they don't know, and everybody knows people that you don't know. So everybody's at the top. I'm an advocate for networking. I will preach this gospel until they throw dirt on my face, because my eyes have been opened and I now see the truth that when you go to school to get a diploma, to go to college, to get a degree, to get a job, you've been bamboozled and had 40,000 hours of brainwashing that you're going to go work for someone else. You're going to go make them rich while you struggle to get ahead. I just showed you the slides. These are facts. You're entitled to your own opinion. You are not entitled to your own facts. These numbers don't lie. Yes, Al Murray. So let's leverage each other. Oh my gosh. I'm doing a stream right now. Some of Al Murray's people might be watching the stream. It might enlighten them, so he's leveraging me. Let's leverage each other instead of letting the corporate America slave system leverage us. But it's going to take a paradigm shift. You can't come into a networking business thinking, well, I got 500 people on my team. I need to be making money now. And when your money slows down, all of a sudden, oh, this ain't working. Yes, it is working. You're doing the work. What is the work? It's building your team. And you keep building your team. Stay in phase one. Don't ever get out of phase one. I cannot tell you guys how many people have come to me over the last 6 years and tell me that I'm doing this wrong. And Mike, that way you're doing it, it's not going to work. That old school, you're just talking to people. Man, you need a system to get people in faster. I don't want to get them in faster. I want to bring people in with quality. I want to take my time. I want to take my time and break down the merits of why they need to be saving gold instead of paper. I want to take my time and do that. I don't want to jam them into the business and get some click and some funnel to sign up 100 people that don't know what the hell they're doing. I want to sign you up and spend an hour on the phone telling you why you need saving gold and the importance of your business package and the tax benefits of being a business owner. And once you've got that firmly rooted, I want to send you on your way, fully armed to go and free other people from the current system of debt and the slavery and the mental slavery of having just a job, trying to make it in this exponentially inflated world. You gotta be in business for yourself. Gotta be in business for yourself. So it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. I kept my money in gold this year, and it went from $1,200 an ounce, $1,250 an ounce to today $1,510. My money grew because I didn't hold it in paper. I held it in gold. Get back with the person that shared Karatbars with you. Let them know that you need more information because you need a better way. You've been working hard. You look at your bank account. You've been working for 20 years and you got $500 in savings. It's not working. You need a better way. So get back with the person that shared Karatbars with you. The people that type on this chat and they shared it on their page and they say, I'm in Karatbars, type I'm in Karatbars on this stream so that the people who see this stream on your page will know to come back to you. Don't come back to me. You know, I'm signing up new people all the time, but I'm signing up the people that I go out and try to sponsor. Don't try to come to me thinking you're going to have some leg up. You know, get with the person that shared it with you on their page because the universe is keeping track, right? Don't try to skirt the system and sign up with Ty Best because, you know, he's the big dog. This is a meritocracy. Everybody has an equal opportunity to have success in a networking business. It doesn't matter where you come in. It matters what your mindset is once you get in and how fast you're willing to run. So this is Mike Dalcoe, the CEO, continuously empowering others. Get back to the person that shared this video with you, and let's get you started. Let's go. Y'all have a great day.